become an obsession.
It's like this little monster on your shoulder that says, go on, eat something else, eat it. And it is like an addiction you get to food. If we're happy, we'll all eat. If we're miserable, we'll all eat. And most people's opinion is you're fat, stop eating. But it's not that easy.
Now the only solution is weight loss surgery. 3 operations, all on the same day. Expect graphic scenes of gastric bypass surgery on Fat Doctor. Britons are the fattest people in Europe. A quarter of us are now overweight, and in 3 years, that figure will rise to a third. We eat too much and exercise too little. The result? An estimated 1,000 of us die each week from weight-related illnesses.
There's no replacement. I feel the need to be eating something. I feel the need to be full all the time. If there was a magic pill somewhere that made you feel full up all the time, then I wouldn't be eating what I eat nowadays.
Food to me is a daily battle, and I'm losing every day. People treat me like I'm almost like a bit of a leper, really. You know, like I don't deserve a place in society because I'm obese. I'm super morbidly obese.
Well, I'm 43 stone, which was a hell of a shock. I couldn't believe that I'd managed to get my weight up to that sort of level. It's not as easy for somebody who perhaps hasn't got this problem to actually say, oh, stop eating and do some more exercise. And I think that it's that addictive side to the problem that people who aren't my size can't really grasp.
Not surprisingly, more and more of the dangerously obese are turning to these men. Surgeons Shaw Summers and Guy Slater run one of the UK's largest units to help those who cannot lose weight by dieting. They carry out gastric bypass surgery, shrinking their patients' stomachs to the size of an egg.
That's it, so the stomach's now divided.
For these patients, like the Johnson sisters, food is nothing short of an addiction, and one that's tough to crack.
For those people who are truly addicted to food, it is probably the hardest of addictions to deal with because you can't give it up totally. Those who have tried, you lose weight, but eventually when you start to eat again, it all goes back. And there is no line on a plate of food telling individuals where to stop. So unlike cigarettes, alcohol, drugs that you can live without, food you still have to eat. And to deny yourself an addiction by parts is really, really tough.
But gastric bypass surgery can help patients deal with that addiction, as many of these people will testify. These are former patients of Shaw Summers and Guy Slater at the annual reunion.
So far, I've lost 8 stone 9. I was a size 32, 34, and I'm about a 16, 18 now. So I can shop wherever I want to now. I'm not restricted where I can shop, and that's fantastic too.
I've lost £100, which is 7 stone 2, and it's about 4.5 months. The best things about the weight loss are having more confidence and just being able to do things I've always wanted to do and being able to do things that my weight stopped me from doing. Like recently I went to the cinema for the first time in about a year and a half because I just wasn't comfortable, I couldn't fit in the seats. And so being able to go back and just going out with friends and not feeling like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb.
I've lost 5.25 stone in 4.5 months and I feel absolutely fantastic. I mean, my mobility is so much better. That's the main thing for me. I mean, it is good to look better, but to feel better is the main thing for me.
It's results like these that Pauline, Georgina, and Sharon are hoping to match, even though they know it's a last resort that has its dangers.
I don't think it is an easy option because there is risks and it's bad risks. It's your life you're playing with. We're all dying to be thin. We just don't want to die to become thin. You know? I don't know.
The 3 Johnson sisters have a combined weight of nearly 70 stone. All have a body mass index of around 50. If it's over 30, you are judged to be clinically obese.
We all know what we're doing to ourselves. Yeah. We know that daily, but we haven't got something in us to stop us.
Yeah, but it's like a rut now, isn't it?
We're just stuck in the same habits, patterns.
Now, in a desperate attempt to lose the weight that's ruining their lives, all 3 sisters have decided to go under the knife to shrink their stomachs to the size of an egg. Shaw Summers has given them the go-ahead, and he plans to operate on all 3 of them in a single morning.
Going to be operating with 3 sisters. It's not uncommon to do either relatives or members of the same family. The problem that presents is that the operation has to be completely consistent because inevitably they're going to compare notes. For me, it's a challenge. I've just got to make sure that the 3 sisters understand that it's not a competition, it's just the way it will work differently for each of them.
The 3 sisters all live near each other in the same West Sussex village. 35-year-old Pauline is the middle sister. She lives with her partner Chris and son Peter. She is the heaviest of the 3, weighing in at nearly 24 stone.
Looking forward to my snack. I don't have a breakfast. I just normally have cheese on toast or something with cheese on. So it's either big doorsteps with cheese and bel mio sauce. So it's like a big pizza type thing. But I quite like those. So, but normally we have like a big meal as well. What I do in the evenings when it comes to tea time. You know, I could do like a shepherd's pie and have cheese on top of that as well. I love my cheese.
But it's not just that Pauline likes her food. For her, like her sisters, eating is quite simply an addiction.
Food is a comfort for me because I've got nothing here. If my son's at school, my partner works, I'm on my own. Because I'm on my own, I think about food constantly. I can give up drink, I can give up the fags, but I just cannot give up food. If someone said to me, don't eat that, I'd say, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to. I have to have it. If I can see it, I'd have it. Davey, your dinner.
36-year-old Georgina is the eldest sister and weighs in at more than 21.5 stone, 2 stone lighter than Pauline. Georgina lives on her own with her 10-year-old son, David. Georgina has struggled with her weight since giving birth to David. Over the years, she's tried to hide her binge eating from her son.
Sometimes I have my dinner separately, because sometimes I'll eat more than what I'm supposed to. If my son, you know, comes in, he says, what are you munching on? I say, oh, nothing.
Right.
Some of it is boredom. If I'm on my own, when he's in bed, because if I haven't got nobody else to talk to, so obviously that's when I start eating. I know it's not good for me, and it's not good for my son, because of hiding what I'm eating. It's not good.
You're a good boy.
This isn't just an issue for Georgina. She's worried that her son seems to be developing the same problem.
If I give him a pack of crisps, sometimes he'll go in his bedroom and he'll eat it. And then he hides evidence by putting it in his pockets and stuff like that. I definitely know that, you know, I've got to try and nip it in the bud now before it gets too late with him. So otherwise it'd be like history repeating itself, and I don't want that.
If you reach it.
Georgina's surgery is now only a month away.
Oh, wicked.
The operation is a difficult and emotional time for David as well. He's concerned that his mother may not get through it all safely.
I think the most I'm worried about is Mum not waking back up and getting knocked out. It's just going on my mind, it really is. She don't even have got anything. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself if she went. I really wouldn't.
29-year-old Sharon is the baby of the family, but at 22.5 stone, she weighs more than Georgina, but less than Pauline. She lives with her partner John and daughter Jessie.
Jess, breakfast. I can have my dinner, and as I'm eating my dinner, I can actually think in my brain. I'll sit there and actually work out what I'm going to eat later on that day. If I've had a roast dinner, I'll think about how much meat's left and how many sandwiches I can have later. And then I'll come back at her and sneak a sandwich through the evening, and then I'll go up to the shop and get treats for myself for the afternoon. And we go upstairs when Jessie's in bed, and I'll watch a DVD, and I lie up on the bed and I do my eating. And it can be massive bags of crisps to Mars bars, and I do a lot of secret eating.
Sharon's partner John is all too aware of the devastating effect of Sharon's weight gain.
I've been seeing Sharon now for 2.5 years, and yeah, she's put on weight, and her confidence has absolutely nosedived. I think basically she just wants to be the person that she knows that she is. She wants to be thinner, she wants to be able to go out and enjoy herself, she wants to be able to walk to a shop without getting any funny comments, things like that. The simple things, but they mean a hell of a lot. You know, I love Sharon to bits, I really do. And for her to be happy would make me happy. So, yeah, it's easy to support her in this way.
And for her daughter Jessie, watching her mother put on the pounds has been a painful experience.
It does make my mum unhappy being big because we don't really have much of a social life. She doesn't get to see her friends much because she's embarrassed to go out, and she doesn't have much fun.
I don't like eating in front of anybody. I don't even do a lot of eating in front of my own daughter, so I don't like it. It's just because I know what I've done to myself, so I feel guilty a lot of the time when I do eat. And I know I'm just making my situation worse by eating it.
It was because of this addiction to food that Sharon and her sisters turned to Shaw Summers. He performs more than 200 obesity operations a year.
I've been practicing bariatric surgery for the last 12 years, and we've seen the demand for those services grow year on year, and in the last 5 years that increase in demand for surgery has grown out of all proportion. At the moment in the UK, it's thought that there's nearly 250,000 patients who are eligible for surgery and willing to take it up. I know I'm fast, but I'm not that quick.
3 weeks from now, Pauline, Georgina and Sharon will be here in Shaw Summers Operating Theatre. Inevitably, it's a worrying time for their parents.
How are you? All right? When they said to me, didn't they, we're going to have a gastric bypass if we can get it done, and they all went to the doctor, and the doctor said, yeah, we'll put you through for it. I thought, God, all three of them. And I thought, well, if that's the only way you can do it, because obviously it's the only way they can think about getting it done. They've tried diets, several diets, haven't they, over the years, and none of them. No.
And they just haven't got the energy to go out and do things with the children. But because of their weight, and people do tend to look at them, it made them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course it would.
So they stopped going.
Oh, don't do that. This is thing. Mum, your third chin's not so big. It's like, thanks.
No, they'll close on clips, so they'll close pegs.
Just like,
take it back.
No, just dip duct tape around there. And put a little stone on it. I'll pretend it's a necklace.
All the Johnson sisters have been larger than normal for most of their adult life.
I've never been small. Well, actually, at the age of about 5, I was normal sized, and then I just started ballooning. By 11, I was probably 12, 13 stone. So no, I've always been big.
They started putting on a little bit of weight from about 8 and 9, but when they got to sort of 10, 11, 12-ish, was when the weight started to really pile on, you know. And obviously, if there's food in the fridge, they go and help themselves.
What we used to do, if Mum made us pack lunch for school, we used to like wait for Mum and Dad to go to bed. We used to go downstairs and steal it. And we used to take it upstairs and eat it. We'd be in bed like opening the crisp. But yeah, we used to do things like that all the time.
I think they were addicted to food. It was there, they liked the look of it, and they felt hungry looking at it, and they wanted it, so they ate it. You know, it's just one of these things.
The Johnson sisters' decision to turn to weight loss surgery was inspired by one of Pauline's neighbours.
These used to fit me very, very tight.
Oh, blimey. You're doing there.
Yeah. So when you've lost your weight, you can come and join the other leg. Can't you?
That's amazing.
That's just 20 months.
2 years ago, Shaw Summers operated on Stuart Adset. He's lost 13 stone in less than 2 years.
You lose so much to start with. Once it's gone, you know what I mean? People walking past me, and even here, not even recognising me. And it's good. You know what I mean? Changed my life. Unbelievable, it really is.
So you feel fitter now?
Oh, a lot fitter. Before the fears. You know, you always get that fear, don't you, of an operation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What you end up with at the end of it far outweighs your fears now, believe in me. You'll benefit from it so much. It changes your life. It really, really does change your life.
Now be fit.
Yeah. You got to run down the road. You only got to come back in the door, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm there, but well, for all three of you. You know what I mean? I'm so pleased you're having it done.
Did you get any support before the operation?
There's a group down in Shoreham, which is actually run by people who've actually had the operation, which has been a good support to me. You know what I mean? Especially before I had the operation, during and after. It's just like a little social network.
Well
welcome to Everywhere There's Support Group. Right, basically, what happens is that we just find a seat. You can go and get drinks at the bar. There's food as well if you fancy something to eat. And then
I'm hoping tonight to find out what it's like having the gastric bypass done and how people are recovering from that. This is why I want to go anyway, to see what it's like for other people, so I don't get too scared before I go to hospital.
good evening and welcome. We have quite a few new people today. We got Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Angela. Over there, hello. Pauline, Georgina and Sharon. And we've got Claire. Okay, so welcome to you. I hope you enjoy the evening. Marie.
People you speak to will actually tell you about how they're feeling afterwards, which is more important because I want to know how long I'm going to feel poorly for after, which I don't really know. I have asked a couple of people, but it varies, so I don't know. I'd just like to know how long I'm going to feel rough for.
Okay, upcoming surgeries. Has anybody got their dates through? Oh, Maureen.
11th of February.
Wow.
I'm a lot more comfortable now than I was. It's nice to be somewhere where you can talk to people and have the support from people. And they all do sound like they're really friendly people. So, yeah. Yes, it's nice.
I feel right because I don't feel like it's just us, you know, so it's quite nice to sense people that have gone through the same thing we're going to go through, so it's quite nice. Yeah.
Spoke to quite a few people that have had the operation and people that were waiting. So it was like a relief to know that someone else is going to go through what I'm going to go through shortly, so which was quite good. Actually, I don't feel so bad now I'm out. I did feel nervous when I walked in. I feel great now to come out.
It was Pauline who persuaded her sisters to sign up for surgery. Now, with only a few weeks to the operation, Sharon and Georgina are trying to get fit to make the surgery as safe as possible.
It's like when you're in the water, but when you got to get out, it's sort of like you feel embarrassed more than anything.
And after swimming, I feel really tired. It's not the fact that I've been swimming, it's the fact that I've got so stressed and worked out about coming swimming. And it actually does make me feel quite sick. And a lot of time before swimming or doing anything that I feel awkward about, I will actually like reach up and everything and go do it.
Pauline has refused to join Sharon and Georgina at the pool. She stays at home, too embarrassed by her own body to get into a swimsuit.
So I'd rather shut myself away, and because I am overweight, automatically think, oh, someone's watching me. It's just the way that I am.
But she hopes her surgery will put an end to those feelings of inadequacy.
I think it will change me as a person, actually, to have the operation done. Because then I will feel confident, once I've lost some weight too, to go out.
For 2 weeks now, the Johnson sisters have been on a special milk diet to lose weight in time for their surgery tomorrow. It also shrinks their livers, which makes it easier for Shaw to get access to their stomachs. It's been a rigorous regime, and it's not gone well.
Yeah, lovely. I'm quite fed up with it now.
I am. I thought drinking lots of milk, yum. But no, it doesn't taste like proper milk no more, does it? And it tastes sugary.
And it's even coating on my tongue.
I know, it's horrible.
Yeah.
The milk diet at the moment has been absolutely a nightmare. I'm starving, hungry all the time. The milk is just tasting horrible to me. The only thing I'm actually liking drinking is tea and coffee, and you're not meant to drink too much of that, so yeah, miserable.
Today's my last day of not eating, so this milk diet stops today for the operation tomorrow, so see how it goes. But I'm going to stay upstairs tonight and keep away from my partner and my little boy when they have their tea. The smell of that will probably drive me nuts.
At least I know that, you know, we'll be able to eat food and actually feel full up. And that's what it's all about. That's all I want, is to actually eat food, and I know that I can actually feel full and not having stomach pains or just making noises, basically, because I want more food. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Have you been having any food dreams?
I can't watch Daily Cooks and I can't watch MasterChef no more.
And the worst dream I've had is the one where you two are really skinny, perfect bodies, no saggy skin, and me, I've lost about half a stone.
Oh, well.
And everyone's, ooh, she's still fat, ooh. Yeah.
Oh, well, George will take a look forward to then.
No! It's not going to happen.
With the operation imminent, anxieties have been rising.
I am slightly nervous about it because I've never been under, So obviously it's going to be my first time, being knocked out. So yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned about that. But apart from that, I'm fine.
Better see how they're getting on.
I think it's more so my mum. My dad's not really worrying because he's seen the procedure and everything on TV, and that, so he's not really worried. It's just mainly my mum because obviously it's our 3 girls. So obviously it's mainly my mum that's panicking more so. So, and we've said to her to keep her mind at ease, don't worry about it, we'll be fine or stuff. But she's not. She said, but you're still my girls. We said, we know, we've got to stop stressing. So yeah, it is hard.
I'm more worried for my sisters. I'm hoping it'll go well for them too. I'm sure it will. But there is that thing, it might go wrong if, that side to it, but I'm sure they'll be fine. But yeah, there is that little worry in the back of your mind thinking, hopefully it goes right for them too. Hope it goes right for me as well, so... but I'm sure it will, so... We're in good hands, so I'm sure that'd be a good thing too,
I've always told them I want to be in last because I want to make sure they're both okay before I go in. Or it might just be the fact that if they come in screaming, I might change my mind. No, I wouldn't. No, I'm only joking. No, it's the fact that, I want to make sure they're both okay before I go in.
I think Sharon's the most nervous. I think she's more nervous than what me and Georgina are. I think she is nervous, but she's not letting on too much.
Pauline's definitely the most nervous. She's worried because she's got a bit of blood pressure too. She's pretending she's not, but she is. She's 1 minute, I'm worried, next minute, oh no, I'm not. So she is worried, but she's trying to make us all feel better too.
Next, Georgina, Pauline and Sharon arrive at the hospital for their surgery. But one of the operations doesn't quite go to plan.
Oh, no, look at that. Oh, dear. Look at the size of that liver.
The morning of the Johnson sisters' surgery has finally arrived. For Pauline, Georgina and Sharon, the waiting is over. One by one, they will be going under the knife.
Good morning.
For Shaw Summers, it is a unique experience. This is the first time he has operated on 3 sisters on the same day.
So, the 3 sisters all in one go.
Yes.
Are you pleased about that? Is that...
Oh yeah, I am. I'm very nervous at the moment, but yeah, I'm
Sure.
pleased.
Part of the reason why I talk to everybody individually is the fact that everybody will have a different take on the operation, have a different feelings about it. And whilst most people are nervous at this stage, some are sort of looking forward to it. Others
Oh yeah, I am.
sort of-
I'm excited as well. Yeah. I am.
Okay. Well, today's your day too.
Yeah.
As well as your sisters. How
Exactly.
do you feel about your surgery?
I'm glad.
Are you ready for it?
Yes, definitely.
You've done all the preparation. You're
Yeah, I'm happy.
content.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just go through the consent with you. That's you, Pauline Johnson.
Yep.
Sharon, Georgina and Pauline all sign on the dotted line for the operation. But Pauline, the middle sister, is going first.
Okay, well, I'll ask Andrea to walk you down to theatre and then we'll get cracking shortly. All right.
Lovely.
See you in a minute. You won't see me.
No.
See you soon.
Careful, by please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pauline is on the long walk to the operating theatre, leaving her 2 sisters back on the ward to await their turn. They're all apprehensive about what lies ahead for them. Even Sharon has gone a bit quiet.
I just want to go in there now and get it over and done with.
We've only got another hour, nothing.
I can't think about it because I keep thinking of intestines being cut with scissors.
The novelty of today's surgery presents special problems for Shaw Summers. Each operation has to be specially tailored to produce the same outcome for each of the 3 women.
If one person finds that their operation works better than another's, it can be very difficult to explain the inconsistencies of surgery. And whilst the surgery itself might be exactly the same, it's the person's way they work with it that causes the difference in weight loss.
Nice big deep breath. Before you know it, you'll be fast asleep.
Right, may I? Thank you.
All 3 operations are going to be keyhole surgery, so Shaw will only need to make 5 small incisions for the instruments. It means the Johnson sisters will have minimal scarring and a quick recovery from their operations.
I decided to offer the Johnson sisters keyhole surgery mainly because they were, all 3 of them, of the right sort of shape for keyhole surgery, and they didn't all definitely need to have their gallbladders out. So I felt that it was reasonable to offer them an operation that was the same inside in terms of what it would make them feel like and what it would achieve, but that would be slightly quicker in terms of recovery.
Once the camera is inside, the first thing Shaw discovers is that the milk diet the women found so difficult has paid dividends.
I'll have a little look in, see what we can see. And a beautifully small liver. She's done a good job of her diet. Makes my life much easier in terms of doing the operation, so it makes it much more safe for Pauline. I just hope all three of them have done it.
While Shaw gets on with stapling Pauline's stomach to create the small egg-sized pouch, her two sisters wait anxiously on the ward for news of her progress. Shaw has a simple way of calculating the length of intestine he's going to bypass.
Now, she's got BMI 52. 52,
yeah.
Do you reckon, a metre? What I'm going to use is a piece of nylon tape, which will allow me to measure how far down the intestine to do the bypass. I start the measuring with the tape from the start of the small intestine, and I measure just over a metre down, and that's where I know to make my cut so that I can construct the bypass. That sets up a reaction in the intestine which makes Pauline feel full after meals. So this bit of intestine that I'm measuring now will never see food again. So Pauline's small intestine might...
Shaw now has to join the shortened intestine to the new stomach pouch.
Okay, so I'm just now going to do the last join. I have the staple gun inside the small intestine here, and I'm going to bring that up to the little stomach pouch and then fire a stapler across the two to join them together. That just makes it easier to cut. There you go, it's stapled together now. Yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it?
The last stage is to stitch up the 5 small incisions.
There we are, one keyhole bypass. Pauline's bypass is finished. We've closed up her little perforations, and inside she's the same as if she'd had an open operation. So let's hope that does the trick for her.
Nice big deep breath, Pauline.
Pauline is wheeled off to recovery, and Sharon is already on her way to the operating theatre.
Have fun. Oh, I see. Get the patient to carry.
Now Georgina, the eldest of the sisters, is left alone on the ward.
Should be all right. I'm a little bit worried, but not that much. Pauline's obviously happy because she went first, because she was really worried, because she kept saying, oh, you know, please let me go first, please. She said, because I like being knocked out. She said, 'cause it's lovely. I said to her, oh, okay then. And obviously, I wish came true today, so yeah, she's the first one. Sharon wants to be the last one, and obviously she's the next one in line, so it's just a waiting game now. That's what it is, it's a wait. Getting bored.
You all right there, Sam?
Yeah, I'm fine. Now seeing you, the one that puts you to sleep.
You feel a little bit lightheaded,
Yeah, I do, yeah. But I normally have to drink quite a bit before I feel like this.
So this is Sharon's bypass, slightly smaller than Pauline. However, I'm going to do a very similar procedure so that they have a consistent degree of appetite suppression and restriction. Hopefully, they will all get a similar kind of result.
It soon becomes apparent, though, that Sharon's operation isn't going to be quite as straightforward as her sister's.
Oh, no, look at that. That's the left lobe of the liver on the right-hand side. You know what that means, don't you? Oh, dear. Look at the size of that liver. That's a whopper. Yeah, that is quite a size, that, because you can't see the stomach underneath it, just peeking out there. It's a good-looking liver, if I can put it that way. It's been shrunk down because there's no fattiness in it, but unfortunately it's quite a large liver, so it's going to be in the way of part of the surgery. There are always differences between individuals, and despite the fact that Sharon and Pauline are related, their livers are very different. Sharon's liver is quite a large liver, not abnormal, but it's just bigger than Pauline's, and it means that the operation at the top end is going to be slightly more difficult to gain access to the stomach to make the pouch. But again, that's part of what makes this particular job interesting is we've got to figure out ways to do the same operation on people whose insides differ.
Oblivious to this complication in Sharon's operation, Georgina welcomes Pauline back onto the ward.
All right. You're going back to sleep, ain't you? Oh, poor baby.
And it's time to tell the family all is well.
I'm just sending a text to my dad to let him know that obviously Pauline's back now and that obviously Sharon's in there, and then I'll be afterwards to let him know that I'll probably phone them up later when we're all awake, hopefully.
But in the operating theatre, things are getting even more complicated. Shaw has struck a blood vessel.
Nothing typical, isn't it? Oh no, it's not going to stop. My question is, do we sew it? Do we buzz it? We could try cooking it, but either way, whatever we do to it, it's not going to be a functional vessel anymore, is it? One of the vessels I thought I'd sealed off with the special instrument wasn't sealed off, and it's just one of them things. You can't stick your finger on it quite the same way, and you have to let go of it to actually do something with it then, so it can be a bit air-raising. And unlike open surgery, when you get it in keyhole, it looks torrential bleeding, but actually there's probably about 20 mils in there. It just goes a long, long way. So what trainees need to watch, getting out of trouble.
Shaw and Guy have managed to stop the bleeding, but Sharon's operation is taking a lot longer than expected.
Yeah, that's great. Close there. I can fire that one. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's great. Okay, that's fine, thank you.
Before they finish, they must test there are no leaks in the join between the stomach pouch and the bypassed intestine.
I'm now going to fill her full of salty water so that we can then blow air into the little stomach pouch and check that there's no leakage of air, indicating that I've missed a stitch or something. Right, Rob, do you want to blow in? Thank you. So you can see we're blowing up the intestine there to check, make sure there are no leaks. So what I'm now going to do is just put that under the water and press on it a bit, and there's no bubbles at all. Just like fixing a bike puncture. Okay.
After nearly 3 hours, Sharon's operation is completed successfully.
Okay, that's the end of Sharon's operation. Slightly trickier than Pauline's, but at the end of it, the end result is the same, and we should find that she'll lose weight in much the same way as her sisters.
Operation's all finished, Sharon. Okay, everything's gone fine.
Finally, after a 6-hour wait, it's Georgina's turn.
The wait is over now, so yeah, in there and out again, so yes. So I'm happy, so yeah.
Shaw hopes Georgina's operation will be more straightforward than her sister's.
I'm now going to start Georgina's case, third and final one of the series of 3 sisters. The challenge for today is that I know all 3 of these will be almost in competition with each other. And this is the sort of technical difficulty of surgery, is making sure that I haven't just done any bypass, I've got to do the right bypass. Right, so I'm just going to gain access to her tummy. Just going to go through the tendons into the muscle, which I can see there, past the second layer of muscle, and then I'm into her tummy. Okay, can I have the gas on, please?
While Shaw gets to work on Georgina, Sharon arrives back on the ward.
I feel like I've had a good night out.
Right, so this is the last staple line, and this will be to just create the final pouch. That's it. So the stomach's now divided, and that's what I call my staple diet. She's had a staple, now she's going to be on a diet. Okay. Looking inside Georgina, her stomach is slightly more upright than her sister's, so it's made the stomach stapling part of it easier. Overall, of the 3 operations, I would say Georgina's has been easiest, but that doesn't always mean that the function will be any different to the other 2. At the end of the procedure, I think they've all got the same operation. We'll just have to see how they come to use it. 3 lap bypasses, finished in time for tea and medals. There you go, no one would know I'd ever been there. Super.
10 hours after he started surgery on the Johnson sisters, and an hour after completing the final operation, Shaw Summers is back on the ward to see how they're getting on.
How are you?
Thank you.
Not too sore?
Only a little bit now, so it's
Good.
quite good actually.
Well, considering you had your bypass this morning.
I know.
Good. All went well. No
Yeah.
problems at all.
Oh,
That's
good.
straightforward.
I'm glad.
Yeah. How do you feel now that you're through it?
Done it.
You have. Good
Conquered
girl.
all my 3 now. Hopefully I should lose weight.
Yeah.
Don't drink, don't smoke, so...
Good.
no worries.
How are you feeling, Sharon?
Yeah, I'm okay, apart from a bit tired and kind of feels a little bit bruised, but apart from that,
You've had a busy day, haven't you?
yeah. I feel okay then.
Good. So you're a proud owner of a bypass.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I was hoping to be asleep, George.
Oi!
Everything was fine.
Oh, good.
All right. Mr. Slater will see you tomorrow morning.
Oh, good.
Just to check you over. All right.
But with the surgery complete, how will the 3 sisters get on with their new stomachs? Five months ago, the Johnson sisters together weighed nearly 70 stone. They were secret eaters who literally fed each other's addiction. The result was that each of them had a body mass index that was dangerously high. Then, in a first for obesity surgeon Shaw Summers, the 3 sisters underwent weight loss surgery on the same day. It worked. Between them, they are already 20 stone lighter, and it shows.
I've lost 8.5 stone since surgery.
Over 6 stone I've lost.
I've lost over 7 stone. I'm definitely a lot happier.
It's hard to believe, but this is how Sharon gets around now. 6 months ago, she could hardly walk to the shops. But shedding the pounds hasn't always been easy.
Actually, after having it done, I thought the weight would fall off no matter what you've done. Sit down all day, do nothing. But it doesn't. You do have to work at all the weight you do lose. I've had to work at all the weight I've lost.
Pauline notices the change every time she hangs the washing out. The difference is enormous.
This one is to fit me at my biggest. This is a size 32 jumper, which I have for bedtime now because it's too big for anything else to wear. And this is the sort of thing I wear now, which is skimpy little top that's size 20. When I see that jumper, it makes me feel a bit sick actually, because I can't remember being that big. I'm quite happy to be this size or not that size anymore, so it's amazing.
Like her other sisters, Georgina used to spend most of her life indoors, worrying what the next snack might be. Now she thinks nothing of taking a 2.5-mile walk with her son, David.
I feel really good. It gives me sort of like a buzz now, so yeah. And David's find the benefits as well. So when we do walks along the countryside and that, so it's beneficial for both of us now. Before, when I felt so down about myself, and now I feel so happy that I can actually go out and go to the shops and I don't feel bad about being out. It's totally different.
6 months ago, this would be the last place to find the Johnson sisters. Now, with each other's encouragement, they are regulars at the local gym.
We do like egg on each other to do things now. As before, we was egging on each other to feed each other. You know, we try this, sandwich and that sandwich, but yeah, we're helping each other and exercise now.
I keep staying fit very seriously, actually taking steps to keep healthy. I do walks. I've got a exercise bike at home, a gym ball, a stepper machine and also a rowing machine. I know I'm getting a small frame at the top and I just want to get it off the hips now, so that'd be quite good.
I feel a lot better doing it, because at least I know it's doing some good for my body, and also it's building my energy levels up as well, so I know it's doing a lot of good.
But for all their mutual support, the sisters are also just a little bit competitive.
Gina's like in the lead at the minute. I know I've lost more, but because she's like down to 15 or whatever stone, she looks thinner. It's like, I wish I could look like that. But we're all different, so it's all going to come off differently.
If I get a phone call saying Pauline or Gina's lost a couple of pounds, I think, oh, no, I'm not doing enough. So then I up what I'm doing to lose the weight a bit quicker. I try to, but it don't always work.
When we've lost weight and stuff, and we're saying what clothes we can fit into as well, and we just wind each other up. We're terrible.
The sisters' progress at the gym has impressed their fitness trainer, Bev Reese.
When I met the girls a couple of months ago, I mean, they came in, they've never walked into a gym before, very nervous about it, very apprehensive. Sharon said, you know, a year ago she used to sit at home, she was very unhappy, she felt really down about life, and now since, you know, she's had the surgery done, she's got a more positive attitude to life, she's got more energy, therefore she feels as though she's being a better mother and just enjoying life more, really. They had a goal in sight and they've stuck to it, and I think they've done really well.
First time we come out, I actually said to Regina, I said, oh my God, we've been to a gym. She said, oh God, we haven't we? And it was a big, big shock to our sisters, yeah. Before running up the stairs, I'd be puffed out, so yeah, big difference.
One man who never thought he'd see the sisters working out in the gym is their father. He has nothing but praise for their determination to beat their addiction to food.
Yeah, I'm very proud of them, yeah. All three of them to have it done at the same time, yeah, very proud. And they've got a lot more confidence. They are starting to do a few more things that they wouldn't have done before, you know. There is times when they've cursed, just because they've never had it done, but obviously I think they will get to the stage where they'll be over the moon to think it's all finished, you know.
Now they've lost weight, the sisters are happy to go out and socialise. It's a sign of their new confidence.
I used to be like staying indoors a lot, and I didn't go out for 11 years until we went out for one night. Now I can go out and help, you know, my head held high.
But the sisters have to be careful about what they eat.
Beer battered haddock. Oh. Can't have chicken carne because it's got rice. Two freak night. That's got chips. Can't eat sausages. No. Oh, look, make your own pizza.
Oh, no. Skip my machinery.
6 months ago, I would have had the steak. Actually, maybe the beer battered haddock. Or pizza.
Yeah, make your own pizza.
Yeah, yeah. The amount of things you used to eat, and now you look at it like, oh, Jesus Christ, how can people eat that much? Yeah. Now I actually eat loads of fruit, which I didn't bother eating. Vegetables, everything.
But me, I'm only having now is salad, because a lot of that, what I have at home, I think, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, your appetite does go, really. I'm not even hungry now, really, but you know you have to eat. You have to make yourself eat.
Maybe we should get that one, and we'll share it.
We could probably all get full up on it. Yeah. But that's about... A lot of things are fried, aren't they?
Yeah, we can't have fried stuff. So.
And there's loads of chips. Oh, chips.
Cheese.
I just have the grilled chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
But whatever the problems of choosing from the menu, none of them would turn back the clock.
It's made me a lot happier because of before I was always down, and my neighbours and friends have noticed that I'm a lot happier now. It's boosted my confidence a lot because it's made me a different person now.
When I do the cleaning now, I don't have to like sit down for half an hour and rest. Or I used to have a nap if I used to do like housework. Now I can do the housework, go out for a walk, go for a push bike ride, and you know stuff like that, and I feel fine.
For Pauline, weight loss could mean the biggest change in her life. She's decided to have another baby.
Having a baby will show how far I've come with this, because if I never had this done in the first place, there's no way I'll be thinking about having this child at all. So I'm just glad that I've lost the weight and we're losing it still. So yeah, I just can't wait to have another little bundle of joy in my arms. Looking forward to it.